und trotzdem sie immer noch am Futtern ist, die gute Cassie, starten wir jetzt hier schon mal The Outer Worlds. Fabi sagt have fun, warum? Das ist doch hoffentlich cool, oder? Ich schaue mal eben in die Einstellung rein. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was uns hier erwartet. Ist alles auf Ultra, okay. Das habe ich auch schon mal eingestellt. Ja, dann gucken wir uns das doch einfach mal an, ob uns das gefällt oder nicht. Gesprächsuntertitel machen wir mal wie immer an, Schriftgröße, bla bla bla. Ich lasse alles erstmal wie es ist. Mal sehen, was heute passiert.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Okay. Oh, Humor haben sie ja immer schon gehabt, die Kollegen hier von dem Studio. Phineas Vernon Wells.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists will have to drift out here forever just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
So, jetzt müssen wir hier erstmal einen Charakter bauen. Und wie immer müssen wir Stärke, Geschicklichkeit, Intelligenz und sowas alles auswählen.
Alles gleichmäßig, ne?
Ohne zu wissen, was wir hier überhaupt für Herausforderungen demnächst vor uns sehen.
Dann machst du einen, aber alles auf eins, oder? Erstmal.
So, jetzt bin ich in alles gut.
Ja.
Okay, weiter.
Ist doch wohl das Logischste.
Das Logischste, ja. Sagen wir mal Logik. Weiter. Jetzt haben wir noch zusätzliche Fertigkeitenpunkte. Ach Gott, Zweihand, Nahkampf.
You are going to paint the system red, my friend.
Fernkampf können wir verbessern.
Mach erstmal Dialog.
Dialog ist immer gut, ne?
Ja.
You could probably talk your way out of a landing ticket.
Okay,
Ich bin jetzt da.
okay, dann setz Kopfhörer auf, dann kann
Ja.
ich den Lautsprecher ausmachen.
Ja.
So, dann haben wir jetzt noch eine Begabung. Ach Gott. Keine erkennbare Befähigung. Getränkebereitstellungstechniker, das wäre ja eigentlich was für mich, aber Bürokrat, nein. Junior-Kassiererin ohne leitende Fähigkeit.
Hey, das bin ich.
Überzeugen als
Nein.
Warum nicht?
Bits for a living.
Guck dir jetzt mal doch das andere noch an.
Aufzugbedienungsspezialistin.
Mhm.
Fabrikarbeiterin. Förderbandbedienerin. Wurfball-Team-Maskottchen, okay?
Medizin +1 ist schon mal interessanter.
Maybe you can do something about this lump in my neck.
Science. Nahkampf.
Mach mal Junior weiter.
Show see the helps. Female, ne? Revi, unsere Revi.
Ja.
Das sind eine Menge Köpfe, die es hier gibt.
Mhm.
Das ist doch okay.
Ja.
Tut
Hä?
sich überhaupt was?
Ich habe keine Ahnung.
Okay.
Wir sind bis jetzt noch einen anderen.
Nochmal durchgucken.
Das sieht cool aus. Das ist die 8.
Die 8 können wir uns schon mal merken. Das ist geil. 15.
Mhm. Dann wird sie 15. Schwarz-lila, ja?
Mhm.
Ach, hallo Fampi. Mal so ganz offiziell so nebenbei. Keine Gesichtsbehaarung.
Ist okay, oder?
Mhm. Jung und knackig.
Jo. Okay, Revi, die Junior-Medizintechnikerin.
Mhm.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Okay, also diese Person hat uns jetzt auf jeden Fall aus dem Schiff rausgeholt, was die Firma...
Einfach da hat rumfliegen lassen.
Ja.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 90%. Skip drive inoperable.
Phineas, du musst was dagegen machen. Was machst du heute?
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Huh?
What?
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor.
Hm?
Ach so. Das geht nur auf Englisch. Ja, aber egal, müssen wir mitleben.
So I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you. Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Nicht mal, wie dumm muss man sein? Ach, egal.
Fuck. Das hätte nicht passieren dürfen. Entschuldigung, das hätte nicht passieren dürfen. Das da scheint sein Schiff zu sein, oder?
Ja, aber davor ist noch ein kleines... Das sind nur irgendwelche Gebäude. Oh, ich muss diese Uhr ausziehen. Ich muss die morgen dringend waschen.
Okay.
Ich muss Mittwoch und Samstag arbeiten.
Mittwoch und Samstag. Okay, dann werde ich Samstag Porter spielen. Und Mittwoch auch.
War doch so, ne?
Ist aber schön hier, du. So friedlich. Oh. Friedlich ist es auch.
Mhm.
Offenbar ist es nicht so friedlich, wenn ich schleichen muss. Ach, super. Ein scheuer Möter. Halb Mensch, halb Köter. Okay, das waren die Möter. Wie, was ist los?
Keine Ahnung, was?
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Okay. Nebeneffekte.
Toll,
Yeah.
man sieht also zwischendurch Dinge. Die kleinen Knusels tun nix, oder?
Das so eine kluge Idee ist, aber das steht ja fallen lassen.
Wo steht fallen lassen?
Stand da gerade. Da siehst du? Aha, das war Absicht, damit du das lernst, wie du dich heilst.
Okay, 11 ist heilen.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Better, thanks to you. I might have bled out on my own. Or worse, had to go begging the boss for some Adrena time. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
Was hat es mit diesem Plündern auf sich?
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Eins.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Okay, ich gehe da mal. Okay. Kann ich die Waffe wegstecken?
Einen wegstecken.
Ja, no.
Das ist aber Controller. Ich spiel's ja gar nicht mit Controller.
Soll ich angeblich ja dann wohl. Tastenbelegung.
Ich wollte gerade sagen.
Rumraufen, bla bla bla. Das haben wir jetzt alles schon. Zielen, blocken, schneller, Inhalator. Waffe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nächste Waffe, Waffen, ja, schnell laden.
Wahrscheinlich dann einfach auf die Waffe. Ich glaube, du musst zurück und drauf schießen.
Damn it, my ears! What just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Okay, mit Q kann ich also die... Nichtsdestotrotz will ich noch mal gucken.
Springen, sprinten, ducken, schleichen.
Gedrückt halten. R gedrückt halten, jetzt die Waffe wegstecken.
Schieß da drauf. Jetzt gib plündern.
Nein.
Ah, jetzt mit dem Dietrich geht das wahrscheinlich, oder? Ne, du brauchst 4.
Fischsticks.
Ein fehlt dir immer noch. Oh, wo ist die zweite Leiche? Hinter uns, ne? Hier irgendwo. Ja? Nee, nee, nee. Hä? Oder nur die eine Leiche hatte was dabei und die andere ist schon verschwunden oder wie oder was oder wer oder wo?
Ich habe keine Ahnung.
Wieso nicht? Da, stopp. Ich glaube, wir sind gerade drüber gelaufen.
Da war auch so ein Ding nicht dabei.
Ich hatte gehofft. Guck dir mal die Waffen an. Du hast eine andere Waffe gekriegt. Nee. Ist doch die Seiten. Und ein zweites Schwert. Hm. Pampelinchen, erzähl mal was. Geschichte aus deiner Kindheit.
Hier lag doch ein. Hier war doch einer gerade.
Ja. Da. So ein schlimmer Junge warst du, ja? Geh mal runter. Ich glaube nicht, weiß nicht, was dran Plünderer sind. Guck dir mal den anderen an, der daneben steht.
Get over here before you get yourself killed. Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Call on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Zwei, ne?
Ja.
Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense.
Somehow.
You know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. And it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Interessant. Jetzt kämpfen die für uns.
Ja, nicht für dich direkt, ne?
I just earned a fine bonus.
Euer Private ist tot.
Tja.
Er ist auch tot. Ein Möter.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Okay. Wenn du das sagst, mach du mal dein Paperwork.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengage in airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dir ist schon bewusst, dass wir auf festem Boden stehen, oder?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
This is Hawthorne's ship.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Das erste, ne?
Ja, er hätte mir helfen sollen, als ich gelandet
I
bin.
deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location.
Sorry, er ist tot.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Okay, ich muss Hawthorne sein, oder wir kommen nicht hier weg.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Ich glaube nicht, dass das hier irgendwo rumliegt.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Ja, ich hab's verstanden.
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Oh.
Zehn Punkte sind nötig. Handfeuerwaffen. Dialoge.
Schleichen, Tarnung.
Das reicht dann erstmal.
Ja.
So, erstmal mehr Leben, ne?
Mehr Leben ist immer gut, ja.
Ja. bist auch sehr zutreffend, Fampi. Ja, das habe ich alles gelesen, danke. Ich weiß jetzt, wie man rumläuft.
Durst? Oh, müssen wir Durst haben?
Waffen und Rüstungen gibt es. Man kann das Spiel auch ziemlich gewaltfrei durchspielen. Okay, hast du es schon gespielt oder was?
Gewaltfrei funktioniert nicht in meiner Welt. Gewaltfrei. Was soll das denn sein?
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
Fuck. Schon wieder so ein Ding verschwendet. Das letzte Mal war F aufnehmen, jetzt ist es E. Ach komm schon.
Kannst du es nicht umändern?
Mit Sicherheit, aber...
Ich brauche Bier.
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
Okay. Ist das gut oder ist es scheiße?
Wenn man jetzt nur zur Hälfte gespielt hat, wohl nicht sein Fall.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Und da lag noch eine Waffe daneben, ne? Ja, aber die funktioniert ja nicht. Ich muss sie erstmal reparieren.
Doch, die funktioniert. Okay.
Sind wir einmal drüben.
Komm schon.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Wirklich, nachdem ich deinem Kumpel geholfen habe?
Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Pass auf dich auf. Also, so ein Item nehmen war bei Cyberpunk immer X, deswegen benutzen E kann ja gern sein, aber F darf es nicht sein. Inhalator X. Angriff zuweisen, gucken wir später mal. So, okay, dann gehen wir mal da hoch. In Richtung dieser Stadt. Um einen Ersatzteil für unser Schiffchen zu finden.
Ich gehe jetzt auch.
Um einen Ersatzteil für mein Bierchen zu finden?
Ja.
Plünderer. Das ist mal eine krasse Siedlung, würde ich sagen. Ziemlich krasse Siedlung, ha?
Ziemlich krasses Nü.
The Cemetery.
Mhm.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Ich bin nur auf der Durchreise.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Okay. Wie war nochmal dein Name? Ich bin Revi.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Mit wem kann ich über einen Energieregulator sprechen?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery.
Reed
Head into
Thompson,
town,
okay.
follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Kommt auf die Arbeit an.
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Die Gebühren eintreiben oder was?
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Warum ist das ein besonderer Fall?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it.
Mag ihn nicht.
Make sure he pays up.
Wo sind denn diese Leute?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy, I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Schon strange irgendwo.
Weil? Wo? Hier ist gleich das erste Ziel.
Der Barbershop, geil.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Silas hat mich geschickt, um deine Schulden einzutreiben.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
Silas, du bist pleite.
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Was für ein Auftritt, du solltest Schauspieler werden.
Thank you, no. I despise the serials. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Behandlungsrecht?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
Was könnte er dir geben? Sag dir Bescheid.
Much obliged.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Okay, ich bin hier, um deine Grabgebühren einzutreiben.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Was weiß er denn?
Wollte ich gerade sagen, was war das?
I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Was meinst du?
3.
Das ist alles sehr tragisch und herzzerreißend. Bezahle mich aber einfach, damit ich von hier verschwinden kann.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Was denn?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. I'll do what I can.
Wieso kannst du nicht selbst Medizin kaufen?
I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell.
Oh.
Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy. More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
Wach.
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
Okay.
So you'll do it then?
Ja, mach ich.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Du kannst deinen Milz spüren? Nice. Na, dann gehen wir mal, ne?
Okay.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Er zeigt aber Symptome.
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
Wofür brauchst du es denn dann?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. Lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
Du brauchst also jemanden, der illegal Medizin für dich schmuggelt.
Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Na, dann denke ich mal drüber nach.
That's all I can ask of you.
Tachchen. Ich lauf einfach mal hier hoch.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Grabgebühren, Digi.
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Nett von dir.
I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Was ist nicht los? Das kann nicht dein
I'm
Ernst sein.
plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's choice.
Er war ein Mensch und kein Gegenstand.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Okay. Scheiß Firma hier, würde ich sagen.
Mhm.
Was ein Scheiß, Digga. Cyberpunk weitergedacht, oder was?
Ja, nein.
Alles hier draußen ist Konzerneigentum.
Ja.
Hier war der Dingens, ne?
Mhm.
Okay.
Ja, die hast du Silas.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit?
Wegen der Gebühren.
You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
Ja, dann kannst du das schon bezahlen, oder nicht? Das
Ja,
war nicht so.
aber nicht wirklich.
Mhm. Dann erstmal wieder rein, offensichtlich.
Naja, ist ja noch der andere Typ hier weiter draußen.
Ist der nicht auch in der Stadt? Ja, doch, darum, ne?
Das tat wohl weh.
Mhm. Servus.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Wovon redet der?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Ich habe immer noch keine Ahnung, von was du redest.
Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Ach, wieso nicht?
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. So tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
Also, was soll ich tun?
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Okay. Jetzt muss ich noch irgendwas finden für den anderen Typen. Das ist ja hässlich.
Mhm.
What's up?
Barbershop.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? You may think that, but the tidiness of my fellow worker is my responsibility, alive or otherwise. Whether you're showing up to work or going to that great cannery in the sky, it's my job to make you look like a million bits. A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. This is what happens when you let your imagination run wild. I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental faculties. You ought to let the vicar take a look inside your head. Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon a feverish head. Or so you'd expect. You'll find him in our local church, probably neglecting his duties.
Magst du es nicht?
He doesn't seem to like us much. The vicar has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater, gives off the distinct whiff of superiority.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Was weißt du über die Seuche?
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
Sind die Symptome?
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
Wobei hilft ihr nicht alle?
Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Nature is monstrous, friend, and this plague is natural selection at work. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work.
Dann guck mal in seinem Hinterzimmer. Wird wohl da sein.
trying to get us all in trouble? What do you think you're doing? Do what you want, I guess.
Ups. Aber er war doch tot, der braucht's.
Ja, das sind jetzt seine Sachen, da solltest du jetzt vielleicht nicht stehlen.
What can I do for you?
Ja.
You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. More than a few. Those teeth were his personal savings. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Mitte, ne?
The good Vicar Maximilian and I have never quite seen eye to eye, but your point is well taken. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Oh Mann.
Ja.
Das ist ja eine Gesellschaft hier.
Mhm.
Da weiß man ja direkt schon mal, wo man abzuhauen hat.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
Huh.
You run into any trouble?
Alles erledigt hier.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
Es geht hier also um Bitcoin oder sowas.
Ja. Stirb, Roboter, stirb! Wer ist der Roboter?
Sollte man das echt alles vor dem allerersten Dingsbums sie machen?
Wieso, das ist doch deine Aufgabe jetzt hier gerade, oder nicht?
Eigentlich sollte ich hier mit irgendeinem sprechen, glaube ich. Achso, um den Roboter zu töten, muss ich erstmal wieder raus.
Ich dachte, wäre da durch.
Nee, offenbar nicht.
Außen rum oder was?
Außen rum. Schickerum, schickerum. Außen rum. Roboter töten.
Ah, da ist er ja schon.
Entschuldige.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
Schade. Schrottplatz, keine Werkstatt.
Navigation systems have determined this location as Spacer's Choice. Designated mechanical repair bay. Attempting to misdirect or confuse a Spacer's Choice mechanical is a punishable offense. Please report yourself to your supervisor. Damage to navigation systems detected. Attempting to return to designated repair bay. Error. navigation systems
Hallo
fail.
Spesi.
Spesi, hey.
Also dafür bräuchte man immer locker 38 Wissenschaft.
Soll den auslöschen?
Na gut, dann lösche ich ihn aus. Na, wie geht es dir? Der hat zeugiges Zeugs.
Was, Tasse? Oh Mann. Medizin und Wissenschaft erhöhen wir jetzt erstmal.
Ja.
Oder gibt es noch mehr Punkte?
Anwendung Novitsch.
Okay, jetzt kann ich dem einen Typen Bescheid sagen, ne?
Genau.
Wird das vielleicht ein bisschen harte Währung?
Nee. Bleib unten, der ist unten.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Ja, ist weg.
You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years.
Du hast deine Geheimwaffe hinter einem Klo versteckt.
Ja, wo versteckst du die denn?
The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
Danke.
On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Mipsi.
Ja.
Du hast nicht gerade Lust, in die Küche zu laufen, oder?
Doch, klar.
Echt?
Ja, klar, kein
Cool. Schatz, kannst du mal in die Küche laufen? Will ich nicht nett, ich frage das sogar noch mal
Ja,
extra.
siehst, du bist so total süß, mein Schatz. Wo sind eigentlich meine Treats?
Ich habe die nicht ausgepackt, Schatzi. Du hast die Taschen ausgepackt. Jungs, wie war denn heute euer Tag? Schatzi, ich sag euch, was es nicht. Ich guck. Ah, ich guck.
That can't be.
Ja.
That can't be real. Hast du gesehen? Also ich habe mir die nicht nur eingebildet, ne? Die waren schon hier oben.
Das weiß ich nicht. Ich meine, ich habe alles aus dem Auto in die Tasche gepackt.
Hatte ja auch seine... Die Teile sind ja mal absolut der Hammer. God make the peanut, but he forgot the chocolate. Sind die gut? Ja, das ist so gut. Abgefahren. Warum fährst du sinnlos durch die Gegend, Digi? Oh. Hm? Warum machst du sowas? Hab's ja. Digga, die sind ja phänomenal, ne? Mm. Oh, geil. Hoffentlich war das nicht zu weit, Diggi.
Mhm.
Und manche Leute können einem auf den Piss gehen. Ja, komm mal vorbei, aber ich habe keine Zeit hier. Bleibst du heute Abend hier und machst das für mich?
Something got you down? Nothing. Just don't want to fall sick.
Ja, Eingang, an da.
Mhm.
Und
The latest report.
Only 5% of our quotas.
ah, hier ist das Scheißhaus, ja?
Mhm. Das ist er. Das Bündel. Mit fast 200 Kilometer. Kann man ja machen bei den billigen Spritpreisen.
Ja, ja, klar.
Du musst immer noch deine Waffel reparieren.
Ah. So, jetzt habe ich vernünftige Waffen.
Ja, aber die dritte, wie gesagt, muss ja noch reparieren.
Die ist in Ordnung.
Nein.
Schrott?
Zustand
Ja.
0%.
Hm? Mann. Scheiße.
Ja, sag ich doch die ganze Zeit.
Ja, echt das.
Hm.
Treat. Mit dieser amerikanischen Schokolade ist nicht ganz so süß. Was überhaupt nicht amerikanisch ist, aber
du musst außen rum.
ja.
Stromprobleme sind immer doof. Wenn da irgendwo ein Kabelbrüchlein ist. Oder sowas.
Ich glaube, sowas Einfaches hätten sie behoben.
Ja, aber du kannst dann nicht, ja, je nachdem wo, ne?
Habe ich Paket, Digga.
Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice Injury Customizing Unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. There's a workbench right through this door. Attach that unit to your favorite weapon and go forth into glorious battle. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant.
Sogar noch komplizierter als ich dachte.
Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
Reicht dann aber auch jetzt mit genug mit Süßkram.
Ja.
Danach brauche ich erstmal was Salziges.
There's the rub. If a mechanical breaks down, the logic module fries. So you can't rip one out of its corpse. You're going to have to find an intact model somehow. Don't tell anyone, all right? I've got a contact. A real expert in the inner workings of the automaton. We are gonna rip those mechanical secrets right out of their circuits. Well, excuse me. What I meant was I'm going to get a contact. Didn't know I had to be all prissy about my grammar around you. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of 0G to your memory.
Wie, sowas kannst du nicht in 2 Stunden lösen? Also wahrlich. Jetzt geh erstmal auf Reparieren. Und reparier deine Waffe, wenn du kannst.
Hab nicht genug Waffenteile für diese Waffe.
Sehe schon. Dann jetzt auf Tüfteln, ne? Oder eben modifizieren, ne? Kriegen wir denn jetzt Waffelteile her?
Keine Ahnung. Da hinten das Haus, meint er wohl. Aber Nathy.
Mhm. Doch eine Wache gewesen, Schitte. Fuckity fuck.
Nicht schnell genug das X genommen.
Mhm. Muss ja nicht.
Machen wir das mit dem Roboter zuerst. Da oben?
Scheint so.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one. there! What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this. Move along.
Aber wie kommen wir weiter hoch?
Hier? Nee. Das ist auch immer alles klauen.
Ich hab nichts, also muss ich klauen. Eine arme Sau. Solange mich keiner sieht, ist da alles gut, oder?
Mhm. Offensichtlich ja. Hier rein? Na, ist ja wieder raus, ne? Aber vielleicht
raus.
doch. Hier ist ein Aufzug. Ah!
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Ja. Können wir uns ja erstmal vorstellen.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Ah, ehrlich? Oh, gut.
My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Das erste.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Ja, mach mal eins, ne?
Okay.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Klar, gerne.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Wer hat dem armen Mädel nur so einen Namen gegeben?
Poor lady?
Hey, ma'am.
Vati ist...
Sorry. Got a sec? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters. On account of it's his job and what all, but... That's not the only side of the tale.
Die zwei dachte ich mir schon.
He ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Eins oder zwei? Eigentlich drei. Ach, vier. Eigentlich finde ich alle interessant.
Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, ma'am. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Nüsse. Ganz viele leckere Nüsse.
Voller Energie.
Ja. Macht, glaube ich, am meisten Sinn. Achso, das ist die Kirche, ne?
Ja, müssen wir mit diesem Wicker sprechen, ne?
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked her to do?
Zwei, ne? Direkt.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
Was redest du mir, ne?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Drei.
If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Okay.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
3.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's
Verschiedene
place
Sachen
in the
vergessen
cosmos.
einzukaufen.
Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Bei mir hat heute noch einer 1 Minute vor 10 noch einen 150 € Einkauf gemacht.
Und?
Ich habe mir nur gedacht, so mein Gott, muss das sein?
Musste offensichtlich sein.
Also ich war 1 Minute vor 10 fertig mit ihm.
Ja, dann passt's doch, oder nicht?
Ich habe die anderen 4 Kunden danach. Die waren dann schon nach 10. Und dann kamen ja noch die 2 schlimmsten Kunden. Nannten sich dann Arbeitskollegen. Die dann erst anfing rumzustreuen und ihren Einkauf zu machen. Boah!
Hättest du aus Spaß hinterher selber noch reingemacht?
Ging ja nicht.
Warum nicht?
Weil mein anderer Kollege schon seine Kasse abgerechnet hatte.
Und den wolltest du jetzt nicht ficken, indem du dem sagst, ja, warte mal, ich muss gleich auch noch.
Nee. Der muss hier unten beim Tierarzt den Bus nehmen. Der fährt ja nur einmal in der Stunde, sprich, er nimmt den letzten Bus. Der hier unten überhaupt noch fährt, weißt du? Und, naja, er müsste dann laufen oder halt ein Himmelfahrtkommando machen. Und da ich ja ein netter Mensch bin, habe ich dann, was war das? 9:45 oder so zu dem, nee, Quatsch. Nee, das war um halb. Da habe ich zu ihm gesagt, dass du, wenn du mir den Pfandautomaten machst, kannst du deine Kasse schon mal abrechnen gehen. Tja. Dumm gelaufen, ne?
Mhm. Dann ist es dumm gelaufen.
Da war ja auch leer. Dann kamen sie ja dann alle um 20 vor, Viertel vor so. Eine Trippklinge. Mhm. Ne? Was? Die wurde sofort zerlegt?
Ich hab die zerlegt.
Ach so. Kanntest du die schon oder was?
Müssen wir gleich mal gucken, wegen Zerlegen und so.
Mhm.
Kriegen wir die Teile, die wir brauchen.
Ja. Aber warte mal, das war jetzt ein Sturmgewehr, was du neu gefunden hast, ne?
Ja.
Was anderes, was wir da oben hatten? Ist auf Position 3.
Schrotflinte.
Eine Schrotflinte. Guck mal, wir haben 3 Wächtersäbel. Und genau, 3 von denen. Dann die Säbel. Dann sollten wir uns jetzt die anderen 2 Waffen noch angucken. Schockkanone ist wahrscheinlich gut gegen Roboter, ne?
Könnte sein, ja.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Wo finde ich Eddie?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Much obliged.
Aber lass gleich mal Schluss machen. Ja, es ist zwar schön hier, aber ich bin schon wieder so ein bisschen...
Ich glaube, in der anderen Richtung war da ein... Ach, hier ist auch einer.
Ich weiß nicht, ich bin kaputt in letzter Zeit.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Eins.
Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Jetzt ist zweit, also eins halt mit der Energieumleitung.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery.
Ach, das ist sowas direkt am Anfang?
Would do.
3.
Well, if it's all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Miss Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Sagen wir mal, ich würde dir helfen. Was passiert dann?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Ich würde ja gerne die Siedlung. Die ist schmusiger. Als du bist nur ein Teil einer Fabrik. Und geh in die heilige Konservenfabrik. Im Himmel. Nein, im Himmel will ich ins Paradies und nicht in eine Konservenfabrik.
Ah, die reden ja von der Konservenfabrik im Himmel.
Und deswegen sage ich das ja.
Ja, die produziert ja noch nicht mal mehr, ja.
Nö, da die offensichtlich ja überfischt haben, das ganze Ding. Nee, geht nicht. frag mich ehrlich gesagt, was schmeißen die da jetzt rein und versuchen es als Fisch zu verkaufen?
Die versuchen nur irgendwas zu machen,
Ja.
um die Ordnung aufrechtzuerhalten, ne?
Ein Huhn!
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery. Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I never met her. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Ne, du musst ja erstmal wieder aus dem Laden raus.
Wie komme ich denn hier raus?
Hier die Straße. Achso, wir haben die Fabrik entdeckt. Dafür gab es jetzt Erfahrungspunkte. Hat mich jetzt gerade gewundert. Mach das eben schnell. Ich gehe eben Bierchen holen.
Hä? Die habe ich doch gerade angewendet.
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Nee, ich schätze da am Schutzschild kannst du wohl was machen. Du hast ja die Genehmigung da reinzugehen.
Was?
Du hast ja die Genehmigung da reinzugehen.
Er sagt das was anders.
Ja, weil du dich reingeschlichen hast. Statt den regulären durch das Tor zu nehmen, schätze ich.
Oh, das Tor ist doch zu.
Ja. Aber da war bestimmt links oder rechts ein Terminal. Feinde, 2 Stück.
Got it. Inside voices.
Da ist noch einer gewesen, Schatz. Da war noch ein Opfer, glaube ich. Vielleicht hat der alte Kauz ja doch recht und die Maschinen versuchen ja alles zu übernehmen.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Control Terminal.
Aber wollen wir das denn jetzt noch?
Nö. Aber du kannst ja auch das von da wegziehen. Irgendwie war das. Das ist ein Strom, das in das Labor leitest.
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
Tür aufschließen.
Wo haben wir denn den Code her?
Der hat ihn uns gegeben. Der Verrückte. Ich meine ja nur. Wildfremden Person mal eben so einen Code geben. Ja, ja. Aha, ein taktischer Schutzhelm. Ui. Der ist auf jeden Fall besser. No.
Ja.
Guck gleich bitte noch mal an der Wand, genau. Da. Adreno!
Everyone all right? Just two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
Also es ist definitiv, wenn wir die Dinger jetzt umschalten, geht das nach Dingens und wir können nicht mehr unterscheiden, oder was? Das sollten wir ja eigentlich gehen, ne? Wo ich hoffe ja immer noch darauf, dass wir das irgendwie reparieren können. Reparaturberichte vielleicht. Ja, dann lass uns da erstmal nicht weitermachen, lieber.
Ja, müssen wir uns erstmal informieren, wie das da weitergeht.
Hm.
Ich wollte jetzt sowieso eigentlich gleich ruhen.
Ja, dann ruhen wir jetzt.
Dann ruhen wir jetzt. Warte mal. Da liegt aber noch was Cooles.
Da war noch mehr, glaube ich. Nee, jetzt die, genau. Die 2 Päckchen meinte ich. Ja, ein kleines süßes Tierchen.
Kleine Nuris. Na gut, dann werden wir jetzt ruhen, meine Freunde.
Genau, ins Bettchen gehen.
Genau. Irgendwie bin ich diese Woche so
Ja, ich auch.
kaputt.
Jetzt gespeichert, ja.
Ja. Also dann, wir wünschen euch ein schönes restliches Wochenende. Wir sehen uns dann, wenn ihr Bock habt, nächste Woche Mittwoch wieder.
Aber ohne mich.
Aber ohne dich.
Obwohl, nee, warte mal, Donnerstag ist Feiertag.
Ja. Dann können wir abends ja noch was machen.
Ja. Dann können wir abends vielleicht nochmal eine Session Dragon Age machen.
Ja. Haut rein. Wir sind raus. Ciao.
Tschüss.